Hi, everybody. Some of you may remember that way back in 2015-16, I was talking about the immense that was going to take place in 2020. In fact, you can look back at my 2020-21 video, which has had quite a few views, and how many of those predictions based on the astrology have actually happened. So now, it's with great excitement that I want to share with you the next pivotal shift that I've been seeing for some time, but just wanted to meditate more deeply so that I could give you a picture of the energies that are coming up in 2025, 2026. These are really pivotal shift years. Just as we now look back on 2020 and everything that we've all been through globally as a huge shift, especially on the spiritual level, expect 25-6 to take us onto a whole new energetic frequency. So what's coming up? How is it coming up? What are the waves that I'm seeing? And how can we best prepare ourselves on all levels? So it's going to start out in 2023, March of 2023. We've got Pluto going into Aquarius. It's been in Capricorn since 2008. Long time we've seen structures crumbling, government systems, health, education, all the rotten things that are no longer working have to begin to transform. And we get a little taste between March and June of 2023 of what Pluto in Aquarius may mean. Because by January of 2024, Pluto will be fully in Aquarius for 20 years until 2044. So this whole shift is heralded around March of 2023. And is heralded by this energy of Pluto in Aquarius. I think we really need to examine what is the message of Pluto in Aquarius. Well, Pluto is about power. Aquarius is the age that we're moving into, the age of frequency, the age of energy, away from the material heaviness of the Capricorn earth, weighed down consumerism, more type of energy. We're having to change our whole system so that it is more equitable and more Aquarian. We're seeing that with all the different diversity of gender. I realize it's a hot topic, but all the diverse identities that are coming out. And you can expect more eccentricity and more oddities coming up with this Pluto in Aquarius. Many oddities that have been hidden and suppressed. ETs, space travel, the development of AI, the development of miniaturization. Pluto rules the things becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. So chips becoming smaller. I think we're going to be dealing with the invisible realms. It's a massive area. I'm going to do a separate video about Pluto in Aquarius because it's such a big area. But what I want to get over is that this energy shift starts with the Pluto in Aquarius. Power to the people. Power for our freedom. Power to be who you are, no matter where you're from, which planet you're from, and to make a contribution that is valuable for the whole. This also frees up new energy, new ways of utilizing our own energy systems that are not as crude and not as heavy. So not so much food, not so much stuff. We are lightening ourselves so that we are able to begin to fly more easily. Then 2025. Let me get the exact date. March till October of 2025, we get a little snippet of Neptune going into Aries. And then in January of 2026 until 2038, Neptune is going to be in Aries. Big shift from Neptune in Pisces. So we've had Pluto in an earth sign, Neptune in a water sign, earth and water. This is still an energy of, it's more of a downward energy. Yeah, we've got to use combustion largely to make water go upwards. Water by nature tends to flow downwards. Neptune in Aries, to me, because Aries rules the head, Neptune ruling the feet, we are going to find a whole new generation of leaders. Leaders with compassion, leaders with heart. There is always a potential of the negative, which I must, of course, I can present to you, which is false leaders, leaders who say they are gods and gurus and who are not. So we will have to be very discerning, but there will be a whole generation of people who say there's a different way to lead, and you'll be leading with the whole, from the head to the feet, from everybody being important and being valuable in this new equation, this new earth. Then in July of 2025 till November of 2025, Uranus moves out of Taurus. Again, this earth energy, this heavier downward energy, into Aquarius, into Gemini. So we've had Uranus been a bit weighted down, wanting lots of freedoms, not being able to be free. This frees up technology and the speed of technology in ways we cannot begin to imagine. Gemini, the lower mind, Uranus, the higher mind, coming together. An air sign, much faster, a faster frequency. The developments of medicine, with travel, with transportation, with space travel, with ETs, with virtual reality. We haven't seen the half of it yet until this transit, which we begin with Uranus in Gemini 2025, starting then going into 26 to 32, that it's really stable into that energy of Gemini. Now, these are the three outer planets. They're the planets that move the slowest, so they have the biggest impact on us globally. Yeah, the other planets, I'll come to Saturn in a moment because it is important. It just adds to this energy that I'm seeing. But those three outer planets going away from earth and water and moving into fire and air are giving a heads up that everything is going to accelerate. Things are going into warp speed. So what's really important now, between now and 2025-6, is that you find the stillness inside, is that you practice being grounded, being centered, and at the same time, ways of lifting and raising your frequency. But that inner stillness, because things are going to start moving, really our minds and brains are going to go, what? Hello? Everything can change in a heartbeat. We're moving away from that Uranus, Taurus energy, this whole energy of shortages, of not enough, of in 2030, you will own nothing and you will be happy. All this has actually a profound positive energy. When I look at this 25-6 scenario, we won't need as much. And we won't need to accumulate, to own, to hold on to so much. That's earth and water frequency. Fire and air frequency is that we'll be able to manifest what we want when we need it. much lighter, much more easy on the psyche and on the physical. We're going to see the physical body changing, the abilities of the brain, the nervous system, our understanding of that coming to whole new levels. So I'm really encouraging you to develop a practice of yoga, of meditation, of being in nature, whatever it is that centers you in your essence and helps you to feel safe. No matter what is going on around you, you will be able to tune into these new frequencies. You'll be guided as to where you need to be and when, because timelines are going to be shifting. Our understanding of history, our understanding of time, our place in it, our immortality, we're going beyond anything that the lower mind is going to be able to understand. So in that stillness and in that ability to raise your consciousness as much as you can, not to sleepwalk, but to do whatever you can to be around people and around inspiration and things that lift you up, because this is truly a time now of simplification. Simplify your life. Maybe it's simpler that we have fewer choices of the physical stuff, because we're moving away from that energy. We are becoming light beings, realizing that we are filled with light, realizing that we are filled with unlimited, infinite possibility. So I hope this inspires you. I'm looking forward to your feedback, your thoughts, your ideas, but this shift in elements, then we get also in 2025, just to add to this frequency, Saturn will go into Aries for a couple of years. So we again get this fire and air going on, which is this upward thrust, the Kundalini, the rising of the Kundalini, the awakening. And at the same time, each of us has to stay centered in who you are and not get lost in the speed and the maelstrom of the myriad of possibilities. Yeah, you're going to see people building houses in a day and then taking them down in a day, being able to move and manifest whatever we want with the molecules and the atoms. Apparently, we only see 1% of the light spectrum around us with our eyes. What's in the other 99%? So we'll be looking, I will mention this more, there's so much to say, I'm just so excited about this. Pluto in Aquarius, we are going to be looking at what is transhumanism, where does biology meet technology, what are we going to upgrade within the human body using technology? These are all going to be questions around the ethics of this. There's a lot, as I said, I'm doing a separate video about that. And in time, I'll also do a webinar where we can open this all up for discussion. But remember, 2025, 6 are hugely pivotal years.
Dragon's Blood Sage.
Looking forward to sharing this
Golden
journey
Tiger's Eye.
with you.
Raw Rising Codes. Sacral Chakra. Sacral Chakra Affirmation. I allow myself to feel, to listen, to sense my emotions. I also guide my emotions with higher intelligence before acting. I nurture myself with love and self-care daily and during the times that it calls. I give my inner child security, safety, happiness, to be itself in its innocent nature and to enjoy life. I honor my sacred sexuality and divine feminine nature by cultivating, harnessing, and raising my vitality for higher, pure purposes. I honor my sacral. Grand day, everybody. Welcome in. And yeah, man, we just watched a video kicking us off on a little bit of the 2025 and 2026 astrology that we have coming up this year, going into next year. And, closing out last year in 2024 in November, we had Pluto enter Aquarius. And that was a major transformative movement that we had in our astrology. This is kind of like the ushering in of the rebirth stages of going into this new Earth grid. So breaking down is what we've been moving through. The uprising of old energies coming to the surface. And this uprising and breaking down is helping integrate the wisdom, the knowledge, the lessons, so we can let go of those layers, let go of those timelines, close them out, then move forward with grace, move forward with a new vision and a newfound wisdom as a human species on this planet. And with all that being said, we have a lot of activity going on, and things are kind of ramping up when it comes to energies coming into the planetary grid. I know a lot of us out there, we pay attention to, the Schumann resonance scale, and the Schumann is basically the rhythmic frequency of the Earth, and it's been receiving so much light that it's been off the charts, on top of the solar flares as well. Well, all this being said, welcome in and welcome to the live. I felt called today to go live to talk about Shamanic Egyptian Astrology a little bit. I'm going to be reading out of Shamanic Egyptian Astrology, and it's by Linda Starwolf. And, specifically today, I wanted to talk about the node switch that we currently have been walking through since 111. And the node switch, we're going to cover what the North Node is, as well as what the South Node is, and then the relation to the collective and how it affects our collective energy as well as individual. And then we'll read out of the book a little bit, and we'll read about what Pisces means, because Pisces is now our North Node. And then we will read about what the South Node, Virgo, means. And I'll give you a little bit of reflection as well of what I intuitively come up with when it comes to this knowledge and information, and kind of just bundle it all together for you guys. It'll give you guys a nice tangible layout of what this all means, how it can affect you in your everyday life, and how you can also become more harmonized and optimize the energies that we are moving through as a nature cycle, as this alignment of the divine that we're in. So that is what we're going into today. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull up on the screen. And also, if any of you guys have anything to share, feel free to put it in the comments. Or if you even want to come on live and you have something to share for the collective, let me know. So we got here, what is the North Node of Destiny? So the North Node of Destiny urges us to consider what we want to bring into our lives. Uh, okay, technology. So, North Node. The North Node of Destiny urges us to consider what we want to bring into. It could be something as small as new furniture, or something more considerable, such as a relationship. Whatever we choose to do, the cosmos is pushing us to align with what speaks to us as a soulful destiny is often called the Rahu in Vedic astrology, or the true node. The house and zodiac sign in the birth chart that we are leaning into during this lifetime. It can be because it's new and unfamiliar. However, this is a divine beauty about letting is transiting a sign and house next 18 months. Interesting. So that's the North Node. Again, the North Node and with Shamanic Egyptian Astrology, is Sothis. So Sothis is the Egyptian figure that represents Pisces in Shamanic Egyptian Astrology. So I'm going to go ahead and read out the book exactly what it means so you guys can process and digest anything that is necessary for you through these messages. You know, this is going to be really key information if you're someone that really is an alchemist and someone that's really a self-master that likes to carve their way through life. Because this is going to give you what the next 18 months are going to be the main focus of for our collective energy, which also means our individual as well, when it comes to the overall standpoint of the earth. So this is the North Node again. This is what we're going to be focusing on giving our energy to as we continue to build towards the future and build our future. So we have Pisces for the North Node, which is Sothis in ancient Egypt, or Kemet. Sothis is the great blue star Sirius. So it's already directly correlating to the great star Sirius. So if you guys have any connections to Sirius, you know, galactically, metaphysically, psychically, however it may be, it's maybe something to tune into. So Sothis is the great blue star Sirius, the brightest star in the heavens and sacred to the ancient Egyptians. For 70 days each year, Sirius disappears from view. The ancient Egyptians believed that Sothis had followed her husband, the constellation Orion, into the underworld. The heliacal rising of the star Sirius coincides with the approximate time of the annual flooding of the Nile River and was considered to be the beginning of the new year. Sothis returns from the underworld and bestows her gifts of fertility and abundance upon the earth. So this is the home of the great goddess Isis, and is a great place of love, wisdom, and compassion. Isis, in her manifestation as Sothis, is the Bahastitva who returns to Earth again and again in order to share her wisdom gained through many lifetimes. The energy that comes to us from Sothis is incredibly pure and loving. It is the love of the great divine mother herself. While the energy of Ta is that of Christ consciousness, the energy of Sothis is that of the great goddess in her most loving and caring form. This love is universal, no matter the difficulties we might encounter while incarnated here on Earth. We are all loved, and the source of that love is the great star, Sothis. Wow. I mean, already we're talking about the central sun, Sirius. We're tapping into the great divine feminine, the great mother energy, as our north node, now in the collective since 111. So we're being embraced with this great mother Isis energy right now in the north node. And with the north node, if you remember, it is where are we to focus our energy as we're continuing to put our energy into motion, put our energy into action. Where are we to focus our thoughts, our heart, our actions into the world? From what this is saying is we are to focus it on unconditional love. We are to focus it on that feminine motherly energy of nurturing, care, respect, protection. So that is where we're going to be putting our focus of energy as we continue forward as a collective and build towards our future. So that means instead of continuing to focus on the divide, continuing to focus on, the shadows of each other, focusing on what has happened in the past, we're embracing forgiveness. We're embracing unconditional love and knowing that we can move forward, we can heal from our past. We're also guided and protected, and we can also co-create the new future now. So that's kind of the energy that's being embraced with Pisces and the North Node in the collective for the next 18 months. So we're going to be stepping into a lot of compassionate healing on this planet. And that compassionate healing is going to come in many forms. You'll see it through the health system. You're going to see it through many of the other systems as well. And there are some key figures right now that are going to be helping usher in this kind of feminine energy. And there are male figures and there's female figures that are doing this. And they're doing it in every platform as well, including political. So let's see here. So Western astrology, the parallel to Sothis is the sign Pisces. Pisces is a water sign, fluid and sensitive. Pisces is associated with psychic awareness, cosmic consciousness, and great compassion. Individuals with strong Pisces energy in their chart are sensitive, kind, caring, and concerned for all that they meet. Their difficulty in life is with boundaries. The compassionate concern of the Piscean individual can turn into codependency when their empathy leads them into manifesting, rescuing behaviors rather than supporting ones. Ooh, so that's a good place right there. So we're also, with this Piscean North Node, we're also going to be bringing focus to establishing healthy boundaries. So a big focus that we're going to be seeing right now with our own selves as well as in the collective is we're going to be seeing boundaries being implemented due to the lack of boundaries that we have had in this collective. And we're going to see boundaries regarding, the nations, including the United States. And if you guys have paid attention at all to, the things that are being said by the new administration, they're talking about basically having new boundaries for this country, the United States. And this is just a correspondence that you'll see happening everywhere, as above, so below. Since we're, as a collective, going to be focusing on reestablishing healthy boundaries, then that means we're going to be seeing it happen in different countries, different states, our individual lives, at home, and it's going to be a trickle effect. Boundaries are going to be focused on. So along with the boundaries, that means there could be lessons that may come with that. So if we're not establishing our healthy boundaries and we have to go through more lessons to establish those healthy boundaries, then that's also going to be coming into play a lot as well these next 18 months. So yeah, with that, those challenges are going to be, if we have patterns of codependency or narcissism in our life, then prepare for those to be really coming to the forefront to be faced. And I just invite you all to explore non-duality. If you can, find ways to study and dive into non-duality. And the more that you study non-duality, the more you can understand that codependency and narcissism is just energetic imbalances. And when you fix your energetics and you balance out your field and your centers, then you're no longer attracting those type of shadow energies into your life. But that's just a whole other topic. You guys can always reach out too if you want. I do offer one-on-one services. I also host retreats and events in Ohio and other states as well. And I teach about these things. And I have other practitioners that join as well. So moving forward with our North Node Pisces, we're talking about boundaries. We're talking about moving forward and focusing on forgiveness, nurturing, compassionate love, and also being able to have tolerance through our mistakes, giving ourselves grace whenever we go through a flaw or we go through a lesson. That's going to be a big, big focus in the North Node as we continue. And then also, we're also going to be discerning for our own selves on what is overextending and what is healthy support. So that's another thing that we'll be tuning into as well as we continue these next 18 months is what is overextending and what is healthy support for ourselves. And it's going to be different by moment and depending upon what kind of support you're giving. But it's going to be for us to determine in our own life. Right now where I'm currently at, I cannot be overextending myself in this kind of way. So I need to have a boundary here. Maybe in a couple of weeks, when I've gone through this integration process or I've healed this part of me, then yes, I can kind of let off on this boundary. So just staying present with ourselves and knowing what we really need for our energetics. So I'm also seeing here that the shadow side of Pisces is deep issues around codependency. So again, if we are not addressing these kind of energies, codependency, narcissism, then they're going to continue to surface big time in this period of 18 months until we get the lessons integrated and we're able to release those imbalances. So, so this does not do anything to change the course of events in our lives. All she does is love us. By the pure love of love, all is changed. When we know we are held and loved by the Divine Feminine, no matter who we are, no matter what we have done, everything changes. We feel supported, sustained, and nurtured by that love. We can find our own strength to change the course of our lives. Inherent in the symbolism of Sothis is the understanding that we must all retreat periodically into our own underworld. There are parts parallel here to the underworld that journeys like Inanna, the Sumerian queen of heaven, who goes to visit her dark sister, Erkekil, with Isis as well as Persephone. So they're describing basically, they're talking about going into the underworld. So the underworld is basically the shadows. It is our past. It's our wounds. That is our underworld. Now, when it says, so this is saying that we must retreat periodically into our underworld, saying that every natural cycle in nature, we go into darkness. And then through that darkness, we go back into light. And then through that light, we go back into darkness. And that's part of this third dimension of duality that we're in, is that we go through rhythms, the law of rhythm, of the contrast of life. So with that being said, we got to come to an acceptance of this. We got to come to an acceptance that we are going to go through darkness while we're in this journey. And we're also going to be full of beautiful light at moments as well in this journey. It all has a purpose, both of it, light and dark. In the darkness, that's where we're able to learn things. That's where we go through lessons. That's where we become wise about our earth walk. In the light, that's where we play. It's where we celebrate. That's where we just be and shine and give what we have from the darkness in this world. So it's it's a very beautiful journey of duality, and it's a gift that we're in when we can tap into the eternalness of it. And hydration check for everybody. So this is a really awesome understanding that we're coming across here of what our collective energy is going to be the focus of in the North Node as we continue to focus our energy into our future and building towards tomorrow. So continuing on. So this invites us all to go through the process ourselves, and then to hold loving awareness for others as they move through the process of death and rebirth, without trying to control or alter it. Simply hold the energy of love and awareness for others without interference. So this calls out the Boa Vista in all of us. We all have time in our lives when we need to be a loving, compassionate witness for those around us. We all know people who can use our compassion, yet detached love and wise counsel. So this shines the light of pure conscious love through us and then out to those around us. Those with Sothis emanating strongly in their chart are meant to walk with path over and over again and hold the line within their own lives of compassionate detachment. When the energy of Sothis is strong on our planet, the connection to the divine is strong. The rays of cosmic consciousness are shining upon us, and we are all invited to step into our Bahasta consciousness. Sothis invites us to remember our home, a place of higher love and wisdom. She invites us to call in the transforming qualities of cosmic consciousness, and then to love, and to then lovingly shine them out to those all around us. Wow, it's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. And there's actually rituals in here as well for each guides. I'd love to share the ritual with you guys, but I'm not sure how. Maybe another time, maybe even tomorrow I'll come live and do the rituals with you guys. But wow. I'm getting so much clarity from this. I don't know about you guys. If you guys got anything to share, feel free to put in the comments, because I'm sure many downloads are coming through. But last thing I'm going to read out of that again is, and again, remembering that this is tied to the North Node, Pisces, in our collective energy right now. And the North Node is where we're focusing our energy as we're continuing to build forward and go into the future. So it says again that we are going to be... Okay. So this is coming through first to say. So those of us that have been going through a lot of trauma, a lot of just what seems like unending lessons, but we also know that we're so gifted and we have such a purpose as well. Those of us that are in that type of energy, you're going to now start moving to the front. All of those lessons and wisdoms and traumas and karmic energies that you have gone through in this life that have been so endless and seeming like they have some crazy purpose, but you don't know what it is, you're about to start integrating those purposes from that. And it's going to propel you forward. And you're going to have a perspective, and you're going to have a embodiment that this whole planet's going to need because of the wholeness within you that is alive and active due to the spectrum of experiences that you've been through in this human journey. So this is going to be a big time where what we have gone through and are now closing out, it's going to start strengthening and propelling us forward to the front of the line into leadership positions. And when I say leadership positions, this doesn't mean like presidency and like all that type of stuff. It means like every level, whether it's at home, relationship, school, job, your passion, whatever it may be, it's going to get accelerated, it's going to get boosted because of this North Node switch to Pisces. You're going to be integrating and then putting this all into basically fuel because of what you've been through. And it's going to help many be able to feel related, to feel comforted, and to feel like they have people that they can depend on and trust because of what they've been through, what you've been through, what I've been through in order to get here and to have this type of awareness. And also with that, due to going through such experiences, you yourself, we are able to have that natural compassion and understanding of what it's like to go through these type of things. So therefore we can emphasize, transmute, and alchemize with people a lot easier than those that haven't really been through such things and can't really relate to it too much. Oh, feel that deeply. This planet really needs that. Like, phew, golly. So, last thing we have with that is, we're gonna get called through experiences and lessons to really soften our hearts and our perspectives about other individuals. And this is even going to include what we can call, like the globalist, the rich, politicians, everybody on the planet. We're going to be called to soften our minds and our hearts towards everybody on the planet. And it's going to be difficult for some of us. Some of us are going to have a very hard time softening our heart towards politicians, towards celebrities, towards other type of figures, but this is where we're heading. We're heading into, look, we got to remember that we're all human. On a soul level, we all came here to do this as one consciousness, and we are helping each other, whether it's the light or the dark, and it's part of why we're here. And we knew this from a higher perspective. So when we come back to that higher perspective, then that's when natural compassion comes in, and then we're able to just step more into unified embodiment. So yes, we're going to be challenged and called. Drop your hate surrounding Trump. Drop your hate surrounding Biden. Drop your hate towards Kamala. Drop your hate towards Putin. Drop the hate towards Elon, whoever it may be. You know, we got to be able to soften our own heart, because that hardness that we're holding on to, guess what? It's not hardening them. It's hardening your own self from within. So it's time to let go of that hardness. 222. 222 over here. Oh yeah, definitely. 1111 was a big gateway for these energies. The switch happened on 1111 as well, or 111. So we had 111 and the node switch on the same day. Now here we are at the peak of the full moon, and it's the wolf moon. Isolation, leadership, authenticity. Like, this is... wow. Thank you guys for being here today to be a part of this moment. Okay, so that's our north node, Pisces. So, you know, kind of lock that in. That's the north node. That's our big focus moving forward, is what we just went over. And of course, you can watch this as much as you want on YouTube, on Instagram, on the replay, and take your time through this and process as you need. And please share this with others, those that like astrology, those that are open-minded and like exploring the different things of nature and life. Feel free to share it with them. So we'll go ahead and move into the south node now. I'll go ahead and pull up what the south node means on the screen for you guys. Or actually, I'll just go ahead and read it. And for everybody out there, we have a community event later today from 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern. And you guys can just direct message me, and I'll give you the free link. And it'll be a full moon event. We'll be doing meditation, journaling. We'll have about 3 or 4 practitioners, some card readings. Yeah, just reach out. All right, so what is the south node of destiny? The south node in our charts is known as Ketu in Vedic astrology, and it presents itself in the sister sign in same degree placement. Since they work in pairs, the south node is found in the opposite sign and house of the north node, allowing us to see where we've been in our past lives. This is the energy that we are familiar with and moving away from in this lifetime. However, it is essential to carry it with us because it is a place of comfort. In order to move into new territory, the south node comes into play that helps us to remain stable. Okay, sweet. So while we're focusing on the Pisces energy of the north node, as we continue, and with that, and supporting stabilization when it comes to the past, this is also going to be how we deal with and how the past is going to interact with us on the most basic and biggest scale for the collective. Now, of course, you know, that energy is going to infuse into your individual self, and it's going to alter and filter into, you know, your energy field, your experiences and your perception, and all of these different things. But what we're reading is the foundational energy for the collective. So it's like this foundational energy comes in, and then it filters and disperses through all of us, through all life and beings. And then depending upon what being you're in and you're experiencing through, you have different mechanics and filters, traits and characteristics of your avatar that then gives you a unique experience of the collective energy that we're experiencing. That was a beautiful way that just came through me. And I want to thank whatever channel that was that just came through. Wow. So, the South Node. How we deal with our past and how the past is going to approach us on a collective and individual level the next 18 months. And this is going to be Virgo. Virgo is Nekbet in ancient Kemetic or Egyptian. Nekbet is the great vulture goddess. So actually, if you guys look right here at this tapestry, Nekbet is right there on the tapestry. The great vulture goddess. Right there protecting and basically like nurturing and holding love over the Eye of Ra. So I'll leave that open for you guys to look at. That's Nekbet right there. Nekbet is the great vulture goddess, grand dame of the Egyptian pantheon. She is the mother crone, the wise one. So, wow, we have two of the triple goddesses. If you guys are familiar with the triple moon goddesses, you have the mother maiden and the crone. So we have right now in our North and South node, currently now in the collective. In the North node, we have the mother. In the South node, we have the crone. So it's almost like we are moving out of that maiden energy. We're also kind of like moving out of that dark Lilith feminine energy. And then from all of that energy that we just came through with like that dark Lilith energy, we're now going to flip it, transmute it, and turn it into wisdom, strength, and new beginnings. And with that, moving into our mother and crone energies as a collective. Wow. So she is the wisdom keeper and the alchemist who knows what it is that needs to happen on earth in order for the connection between heaven and her heart to open. This is so awesome too, because it's dealing with the past. So the past is going to be coming to us in these ways where it's going to help us be able to step into this energy. And if we're already in this energy, then the past is going to come to us and we're going to see it from this kind of view. And we're no longer going to feel the attachments. We're no longer going to feel the necessary needs to overextend and to step into those energies that were ultimately toxic for us, whether it's people pleasing, caregiving, being vampiric, all these different things that are imbalances. We're no longer going to feel the need to continue those energies. We're going to be basically like kind of displeased with it and just kind of know that we're better and we've grown and that we no longer need to be a part of those. So she is the High Crone Priestess, the Mother Superior, the Guardian, and the Guide. It is she who is the approval that must be sought in order for safe passage into the mysteries. Wow, so that's a very strong anchoring energy to have for us as a collective. Like we have the great grandmother that's going to be able to basically instantly give us the awareness that we need, that we need to correct this. As soon as we correct this, then we're able to move forward. And it's going to be from a loving, but also very direct and very clear type of communication from the universe. And when these past lessons are on the surface, it's going to come up in these type of ways. And it's going to be like very stern interactions, very stern resurfaces that will come up. And it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be like, okay, I learned the lesson now, or there's going to be some very, very harsh things coming if the lesson has to continue to cycle. Nekbet is the gargoyle at the gate of the great mystery. She is the elder sage clan grandmother. She is one who prepares the children for their journey. It is she who assesses if they are ready for the journey. So this is also a lot of integrity energy. So integrity and boundaries is something that we here with the North and South Node combination is stepping into healthy boundaries, as well as staying in our integrity of upholding these boundaries, and also using the wisdom that we have acquired through the lessons of why we have the boundaries. It is she who assesses that they are ready for the journey, and it is she who helps them to digest the poisons along the way, that they may find out what they can truly stomach in their lives. No one enters the mystery without approval from the great crone Nekbet. Nekbet is the elder Isis, the black Isis. It is she who knows about the life and death, youth and eldership. All the other gods and goddesses reside within her, because she is the ancient mother. It is she who takes us to meet the other Neteru. She initiates us into an alchemical process that involves all of the great archetypes. She is similar to her cobra sister Wajet. Wajet, together they were the two ladies, the guardians of ancient Egypt. Nekbet and Wajet are both purifiers. They both work to remove the toxins that prevent life force energy from flowing within us. Key highlight right there. This Nekbet energy is a purifier that works with removing the toxins that prevent life force energy from flowing within us. So that means we're also going to be going through very deep shamanic journeys with ourselves. What I mean by that is death and rebirth cycles. So we're going to be basically going through an extraction period these next 18 months of our past. So we're going to be facing things in the past that we need to face in order to really come to a more wise awareness of our boundaries, who we've been letting into our space, and the reason why and how, as well as the way that we're giving our own self and the way that we're interacting with others, and ultimately facing the karmic energy of it so we can come to a grace standpoint and move forward. Very similar to the mother ayahuasca energy. You know, you call ayahuasca the great grandmother energy. It's the same type of energy, but the whole entire metaphysical standpoint of it, rather than just ayahuasca. We're going to be going through this as a collective on a spiritual level. So Nekbet was the cosmic mother of the king, and in the myths of the story of ancient Egypt, she was sometimes referred to as the nursemaid to the king. The pharaoh was her child, and she was responsible for seeing that he was ready to become a wise ruler. Wow, there's so many good keys in here. So we're going to be given that supportive energies as well of being given the insight of what it's going to take in order to be in a certain leadership position, or if we're truly energetically ready to step forward into the dreams that we wish to have. Because we can think all we want about the dreams that we want, but if we are physically, mentally, and emotionally not prepared for those dreams, then those dreams are not going to either happen, or they're going to come very distorted and toxic into our life. So this is where this great grandmother energy comes in, is learning from our past and looking at our past, are we truly ready with where we currently are and where we are with our past to really move forward into these dreams, into these new earth grids, and into these visions that we have? It takes real honesty, real integrity, real deep analysis of self to really say, like, no, I'm not emotionally ready because I'm still holding on to hate in my heart. I'm still holding on to distrust because of the traumas in my relationships in my life. I mean, these are things that we're going to have to really look at on a real level, because the way that the universe operates is, if we are energetically not ready, then we are energetically not ready. It doesn't matter if we think we are. There's the laws of the one, the law of one that's in place, that if you're a certain energy and vibration, there's certain energies and vibrations that you got to be interacting with on a soul level. We can't have these energies all the way up here being all the way down here, these energies over here being all the way over here in different realms. It's just not how it functions. That's why you have different dimensions, different bodies, different archetypes, different councils, so on and so forth. So we're going to be going through the initiation process, basically, the preparation of moving into new earth grids. But remembering, in this present time, right now we're initiating, we're preparing to be ushered into new earth grids. We're not there yet in this realm, in this collective reality. We're heading towards it. You can see little spots of change happening, more health stores, people asking about meditation, all these different things. And those are just the remnants that are starting to come in and manifest. And we're heading there, but it's not our main collective timeline yet. And that's why we're still integrating the past, clearing the past, so that we can be fully prepared energetically and vibrationally to attract and embody these grids. Because that's the key component. It doesn't just happen for us. It's also the effort of our embodiment. So the quicker that we can accelerate the process of our embodiments, we are then projecting it as a collective to happen. But if we stay stagnant, or we keep resorting back to old patterns and old lifestyles, old technologies and ways of life, then it's not going to manifest. It's not going to come through our collective lens. So that's why we have all these different things going on where, if need be, different star seeds come to this planet and all these different things, if we get out of balance with the live energetics of the planet, because we can bypass, we can fall off from awareness of our power and that we are the ones that are powering this collective reality. Ooh-wee, this is a good one. I might have to do these more often when we have these astrology changes. Pull out the Shamanic Egyptian Astrology with you guys. Let me know how you guys like this kind of flow. Okay, so to wrap up here, because we do have our event at 6 p.m. Eastern, free live donation based as well, 6 to 9 p.m. full moon event. If you guys are interested, reach out. So Virgo, oh, this is cool too. Interesting. So, without the permission of Nekbet, the chief cannot be the ruler. So the elder grandmother was the one who decided who would be the chief. If the chief does not lead appropriately, the grandmother sees to it that he is removed. When grandmother Nekbet comes to visit, it is time to be on our best behavior, for she tolerates no disrespect. Wow. Oh my gosh. So, if you guys may notice, there are some leaders in the world right now that are stepping down from their position. Grandmother Nekbet is the energy of the great-grandmother that decides universally through the law of one what type of figures and who is capable of being the true pure chief through the laws of the universe. Here we are seeing all these corrupt world leaders stepping down. Justin Trudeau just resigned from Canada. Process it and take it as you want. So this is also going to be dealing with putting aside our ego. So this is putting aside if you like or don't dislike somebody. This is putting aside, oh, I believe, this is really bad and everybody should be doing it this way. This is also going to be, dropping the, well, if you're doing it this way, then you're not this, or just anything like that of the ego. That's going to be challenged. And as it gets challenged, it's going to be an opportunity for us to drop that, to come to compassion, connection, respect, honor, and just knowing that we have free will and we all can just believe what we want to believe and be at peace with that. So lastly, we have nourishment and sustainability of the body. We're probably going to be seeing new diets. We're probably going to see new norms of the collective diets and the way that we're viewing food and our relationship to what we're consuming, especially as you can see with people like RFK and what he's introducing. And then also, this is going to be about accountability and what we're responsible of and how to be responsible of it. And that responsibility trickles into the choices that we use with our free will. So it's going to be really coming present with, this is the cause and effects that you're causing and affecting through the choices that you're making. And it's going to be very potent, especially in these age of Aquarius energies. Things are going to be happening rapidly, especially manifesting. So we're just going to equate, it's going to come with great responsibility. Responsibility, mind, body, soul. Yes, so that's it. Also this is focusing on service to all, focusing on service to others, and also remembering that we are not ruled by fate, that we are accountable and responsible free will beings that by moment dictate the timeline and future that we are in. Wow. So that does it for our North and South node update on the switch that we had just gone through on 111 here in the collective Earth field. And wow, what a time we are in, guys. I can't even really put the right words together right now to explain it, but wow, this is quite interesting, the process. And feel free to watch this as much as you would like, share it with others, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on my socials, Facebook Christolight Robbins, Instagram SacredLight33. You guys can also reach out. I have some retreats coming up in Ohio, as well as South Carolina, Colorado, Sedona. And I also host other events and spaces as well. I have a free online event coming up with myself and my community, the Sacred Kingdom. 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern today. Free donation base on StreamYard. Reach out if you would like the link. And also, I have an online community, Sacred Kingdom. If you would like to connect with some like minds, holistic quantum healers, and be able to build with us, just reach out. That is it for now. And also, if you want to deeply dive into any of your layers, things of the past, shadows, or enhance your everyday life, just let me know. As I do offer life coaching as well as many other one-on-one services, including Reiki, chakra balancing, inner child trauma healing, and much more. Thank you guys. Have a blessed day. Wholeness and balance, love.